Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today isn't actually about cars, it's actually about this sink setup here. So I'm redoing the bathroom in the game room. It's a small bathroom with a stand-up shower. I gutted it out and I'm redoing it. And I added this sink here. Now this is by Kohler, this whole setup. Yeah, so I think it may have been introduced someplace in maybe the early to mid 90s. But don't quote me on that. Either way, it's a big one-piece unit. It's huge, it's heavy. I mean, it's not a one-piece unit. It's situated here, look like a one-piece unit, but it actually breaks down into five different parts, actually. You got the two cabinets, the one on the left and on the right. The mirror in the middle would be the third section. You got the whole sink section right here with that countertop is all a different section. And then you have the pedestal at the bottom. And back in the day when this was actually new by Kohler, it was a $7,500 unit. I was able to pick it up off of someone who was redoing their bathroom, and I picked it up for 150 bucks. So I'm not going to complain about that. Some may say, hey, it's dated, but I actually like the look of it. So I'm actually installing that in here, and it's 63 inches wide, and just so happens my wall space up in here was exactly 63 inches. So I wanted to walk you through, not the assembly or taking it apart. I wish I would have done that. That would have been a great video as well. But for the ones who may have it or may come across it, this faucet down here, this faucet down here is actually it cost about $1,000, just under $1,000 new by Kohler. And right now, I think I found one on eBay for $1,300 just for that alone. That's how rare they are. But if you have a leak in one, I just want to show you how to actually take this apart and to change out the cartridge. So I ordered 2 cartridges. These are discontinued. The place that I ordered it from had 2 left. So I went on to pick up both of them because once, you know, there's no more out there, there's no more out there. But I'll supply you with the part numbers and everything else you may need. This right here is the manual that you can actually still download offline for it. That's the part number for the sink. It's actually instructions on how to mount this up. Not full instructions, but partial. That's the part number for the cartridge for in case you have a leak in the faucet. That's the faucet part number right there. There's the vanity part number, the entire setup, and I found multiple part numbers here, so I thought I'll just add those in as well. But right now we're just going to work through how to change out the cartridge. All right, first thing you want to start out with the right tools. So I have my Allen's wrench, and it's going to be a metric one, and I believe it's the number 3. And this is here, right here. I broke off the angle piece off the end because when I need it on here, it will bump up against here. So I had to keep taking it out and turning it, taking it off. So I'm just breaking off the end piece. A little flathead screwdriver came in handy. And also, whatever size this one is here, this one is also metric at 2.5. So the 2.5 will be aiding in getting this handle off right here. But this metric one right here, Allen's wrench, will be for all the rest of it. And make sure to shut your water off before starting as well. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do is to take off this handle. Lift it on up as far as it'll go. And then you'll take your 2.5 millimeter Allen's wrench, and you're just going to go right down in here. There's actually, let me see if I can bring it over so you can actually see. As you can see, there is the hole right there. That right there is where you're going to stick your Allen's wrench into there. Close your drain cap, so in case you drop anything, it won't go down in the drain. And that's it. So we'll take that out. And now you'll be able to take this off here. And the next thing you do, you want to remove this plate right here. All right. And there's a lot of residue on there right now. I was cleaning it, but it'll clean up really nice. I'm just taking a little flathead. And I'm just going to get under here just to lift this up and off of here. There's nothing holding it down but pressure. It should come off real easy. See, it's just these 2 points that are in there. There's a rubber washer around each one that holds it in place. And those washers are actually replaceable too. They don't hold water in or anything like that. It's just merely to keep it in place. And next, you have this dome cover right here. It's going to come off and it's going to slide up past this plastic piece right here. So this plastic piece that the handle was connected to will stay there. Just this dome piece will come up. So you can just slowly keep pushing from each side all around and work it up, and it'll come up. As you can see, it's sliding up now. It's about to pop off. Oops, slid back down. There we go. Now we can take it off. And there it is. As you can see, all the remaining is on there. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our vice grips, or you can use a monkey wrench, whatever you want, just to get this ring off right here. You see, I'll turn. And at that point, you should be able to pull your cartridge out. Wiggle a little bit, but it'll come out. And when you take it out, it should be identical to your new one. And if you don't have these blue washers, rubber washers down here, that means they're still at the bottom, so make sure to fish those out before putting your new one on. But before putting a new one on, I want to show you how to clean up from inside here, because sometimes hard water deposits or stuff can build up in here, and you won't get a nice stream of water coming out. You'll get broken up water, or it could even clog up. So how do you get in there to clean that out? That's where your 3mm metric will come into play. All right, so the first thing you want to do is to do these two right here. If you down inside of here are Allen wrench holes, so you can put it in there and unscrew it. Now I have my vice grip to help me out here, because I've already broken the little angle piece off. So use it first just to break it loose, and then I can go in by hand. And now they can come on out. There we go. And there they are right there. You just have two of those. One. 2. At that point, this will lift up and off. And there it is right there. Now from there, you can do the same here to remove this. This is where the water actually flows out through here. So taking this plate right here will give you access between there. Whether you want to just clean it up or if you actually is clogged up and the water actually won't come out. There's no inline filter, so if water's not coming out, there's no real inline secondary filter, so if water is clogged up, it's probably just hard water deposits. As you can see, I'm just doing those. One screw. And that's why you make sure to keep that drain lid closed. And so I'll set it right here. We'll take it off. And this rubber piece right here goes right up in here. So it may or may not come off or fall off when you do it, but it just goes right back into here. I haven't found a replacement part number for that yet, that rubber piece. And then this is the other end. So really any reason why water will not come out could be a buildup around here. Could be a buildup around here. Oops. Around in this area. So you want to check those out, clean them all up just to make sure. So now we'll put it back together and we'll put the new cartridge in. All right, so now we're going to do our side-by-side comparison of the old versus the new, this being the old, this being the new. Just slight differences. Yellow jacket this time, but size-wise, I noticed that it is rigid around here, whereas this is smooth. Let's see here, any other notables? I see this little lever right here that isn't on here. I'm not sure if you can see that. See that little lever right there? So that's going to be interesting. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Let's see here. Underneath, let's see here. Are they really the same? Visually, I would say the holes on here are bigger than the holes on here. And you see this has this little nub right here. This one doesn't. Do those mean anything? I really can't say at this moment. I would say also this here is bigger than this here, than these feet. And to be honest, I can't say if this is really truly what it's supposed to have looked like coming out, that this is really truly the original. And this is some aftermarket one that was put in sometime during his life. So I really can't say that. So I can't say what is right and what is wrong. I can tell you that these bigger feet fit down into the grooves down inside of there, so the bigger feet definitely wasn't a distraction, or it wasn't wrong, and this nub didn't prevent it from going up in there. But we will find out if it still works. So right now we're going to put it in and see what happens. So these two go towards the top, and inside, down inside of here, there are two cavities for that. And you'll also be able to see the two holes that these are going to line up over. And you can turn it back and forth until it's set. If you can still turn it, that means it's not set, right? It's not until it's actually in that hole and set, you won't be able to turn it left or right. Now I'm looking at how far that one goes down, which is just below a bit below the line there. I'm going to see how far this one can go down. So depth-wise, they seem to be roughly about the same. The old one is set nice and flush. It doesn't move around that much. Take that out. This one I'm going to put in. See when it sets. Oops, let me. All right. From a wiggling back and forth standpoint, I don't know. It seems to wiggle a bit more. Let me put this one in here and double check. That one doesn't wiggle like that. It's pretty stable. Distance-wise, around between the faucet to the cartridge, seems to be roughly about the same, but it seems to be pretty solidly set into place down there. Whereas this one, on the other hand, has a little, I mean, not like a lot, but I notice there's a little bit more play. But we'll find out if that affects the final results. All right, now that we have this in, we're going to take this here and put it back in to hold it down. That's its purpose, to hold the cartridge in. I'm not going to over tighten it. It's brass, so it's soft threads, but I'm going to give it a nice, make sure it's nice and tight down, but not over tightening it. Now that we have this on, now we can take this here, and as you can see from looking at the profile of it, that this part is smaller and this part has more material. So I believe this would be towards the mirror, while this would be pointing towards you. Now I'll slide it down on there. And you'll notice all the way at the bottom, you see on here where you see the old one as example, you see that ridge there? It's going to hit that ridge. And that's how you know you're at the bottom. You won't see this indentation on the new one. That's only going to be made after you put in the set screw when you put the handle back on. So the new set screw is just going to, it's going to look like that, and it's just going to kind of just dig down into there. So don't expect to see this on your new cartridge. All right, now that we have that on there, we can take this right here. Put it back on here. And now we can take this and put it back along the top. Test it out. Looks good. Now we'll take the last part, which is the set screw for the handle, and we'll go back in and put it in there. Don't cross thread it. All right, I'm going to turn on the water and we'll test it out. Notice how the water flow is nice and even all the way around. And it's a nice strong water flow. And when you close it, you don't want to see water flowing out of here. You don't want to see water pooling up down here and dripping out. If that's the case, then you did a good job. If you are seeing water pooling up and running out of here, where these two pieces meet, and seeing water dripping out of here, that means that you need to either get a different cartridge or go back in to see what was going wrong. Other than that, that's it. I hope you guys hit the like button, and definitely hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks a lot.